Welcome to Mug TCG, this is Mug talking, and today we have here the Monday analysis, a video that I talk about all of the tournaments that happened this weekend. So let's start here with the biggest PQ that we have. We have like two huge PQs this weekend. That one was in Glen Burnie with 113 players, and the second one was here in Brazil. I didn't go there to play, unfortunately, but yeah, we have 105 players. This is the biggest tournament that we have here in Brazil, like since set one. So really cool to see this, and we're still going to talk about this sector cup. Okay, so here we have the Glen Burnie PQ. As we can see here, we have some interest lists like Han Solo 2 blue, like, but this is the Colossus by Fever, and Fever, I think this is, I could be wrong, but this is the third time that he appears in a top 8. I think he won a PQ, then made top 4, and now it's top 8, I think, or something like that. I know that he made top 8 like 3 times, so congratulations for your result, man. Here we have Dedra Blue. So let's see the list here. I was talking about this. So Han Solo 2 Colossus, I think is the same list from before. Maybe the only card that we have here that we don't have in the last time is Direct Hit. I think the first time that we saw this list, he don't play with it, and it looks like he wanted to do with space, right? This deck could be really aggressive. Like turn 1 we can play Ogdo, turn 1 we can play Cassian, we can play Karis, we can play Grogu sometimes for sure. We have 3 Champs and Duelos against ramp decks for sure. Yeah, I think we have this Sinestro Corvette in the main deck before, but now he changed maybe for Direct Hit. We had like 9 cards that cost 9 here. It's insane, right? But this deck is really cool. I think I already have gameplay here on the channel, so the deck is really strong, it's really powerful, but it's not for me. I really don't like to play with Colossus. Like, play with one less card and you're not going to draw a card. This is weird for me, but the deck is really strong. You can see in the gameplay. Here we have Dedra Blue, a Dedra hard control deck. We have some units like, we have the client that we can play early game, but for sure this is not for like just because we play early game units, that doesn't mean that this is not a hard control deck. Yeah, this is a hard control deck. We have a bunch of units in the late game that can do something like Annihilator, Avenger, 2 Snogs here, 2 Palpatines. We play in red, so it's not, we don't ramp, but we have a bunch of removes by red, like Open Fire, Dead and Raid, Pillage. Then already you might think, okay, Dead is not that great, like it's just 2 damage, you're probably not going to defeat something. But we have Dedra, so we can use Dedra. Maybe our opponent needs, like, okay, I don't want my opponent to draw a card, so I will let him do 2 damage in my unit. So then you just go Dead and Raid, you can defeat something that like have 4 HP or something like that, right? It's a decent, it's actually not decent, it's strong. It's a strong deck for a hard control deck right now, so really good to see. Here we have Sabe Yellow. This one has some difference from other lists. Like we have here Ascension Cable. This is a card that I play in the last set in my Spain Yellow in the sideboard, cause to pass through Shirts and kind of stuff. Cause back in the day we have a bunch of Sentinels, like a bunch of Shirts, cause we didn't have like the Force Row ban yet. So we have a bunch of Force decks too. So yeah, really bad to remember that, but Essential can be good. We have like Captain Typhoon now and kind of stuff. This don't play with BD1, like don't want to play with cost 1 units, only cost 2, right? Pretty cool. Here we have the winner of this PQ, Moda Monster. I think I already faced him in Karabas sometimes. He's played with Yoda Data Vault, and here I know that my camera is in the front. We have 2 home ones and 3 Bokas and Cries, okay? This list is really cool. Like, I one showed up with Yoda Vault this set, and I play with Wu's list. I think I'm pretty sure I didn't do any change in Wu's list. But these will have some changes that I like it. Like Red Squadron X-Wing, like it's more unit for space, so it's more redundant to deal like with space units. And you draw a card, which is not bad, right? We have Eager in the main deck, so I'm pretty sure Moda Monster was expecting to face a bunch of space decks. So maybe Han Solo 1 green with the Falcons. So yeah, Eager is really good. You can defeat Falcons, you can defeat like the 3-4 Hero Falcon. If you're going to defeat something, you're going to lose your Eager because have only 1 HP. But maybe you can defeat like TIE Bomber and survive, right? But yeah, really cool to see like this difference, like to try to deal with the space. So if you play in this list, we have Feather Dragon and Vanquish. Most of the time we see only Vanquish, right? So if you play with Yoda and maybe in your local meta you face a bunch of space decks, maybe this list is the best for you. Here we have São Paulo PQ. So I know some faces here like Rafael Navarro, Gustavo Kenzo, Guilherme Alcântara. Guilherme and Gustavo, we sleep in the same house. We went to the Galactic Championship and we just like having an Airbnb like with a bunch of friends. So we like kind of trained there and was an amazing experience with those guys. And Gustavo Kenzo is a teammate from Tropa do Boba. So really cool to see a team member here in the top 4 in the biggest PQ that I had here in Brazil. So let's start here with Rafael Navarro's list, because Navarro is an amazing player. Like, he's playing with Palpatine since Sat 1, so he's really good with it. Unfortunately, he faced Guilherme that he's playing Sabine in the top 8, so Sabine is really bad for Palpatine, right? But yeah, here we have Palpatine, and this I play with Palpatine Yellow in the Satsu a bunch, and his list is really different than mine. Like, I didn't play with Chancellor Palpatine, I didn't play with Cad Bane, and actually just these two different. It's not that different. It's just 3 cards here. But yeah, you have Sly Moore here in the sideboard. I asked Gustavo that because he played with Sly Moore in the main deck too, but he didn't respond to me yet. I think the Sly Moore is like, it's a cost 3, so against Faith in your friend's deck, you can just play this turn 2, take the control of the Spy token, then defeat the other Spy token. I know that Spy token will return for your opponent, but maybe you can do this turn 3 with 4 resources, because you can play Sly Moore, you can take control of the Spy token, defeat the other Spy token, and sacrifice your Spy token. So yeah, you can do that and do like with 2 units just because of Sly Moore, and you still have a 3/3 body there in the ground, right? So I think it's for this. Like, I don't think for sure you can do some plays like take control of a TIE fighter with a pilot, something like that, but most of the time I think it's going to be for the Spy token. So let's see here the Mother Thousand in red, the made top 8 by Marcelo. I think this, like, besides Droid Mystic Platform, I think all of the other cards we can see in others 1000. Maybe always a card that we're not seeing too much right now. I like Lone Pike in 1000, could be good. Because we don't have a decent cost 5 unit, like only Cad Bane. Most of the time in the 1000, you're going to just do like 3/2 in the turns of the deploy, probably. But sometimes you don't want to do that. Like, maybe you can just go with Lone Pike, don't lose a unit, a card from your hand, could be good. But yeah, I think the Node's integrations in Force Lightning is just so good. Like, Node integration right now, we don't have so many shielded units, so you're just going to like make your opponent's unit go to 1 HP left, and then you can just finalize with Mother Child's ability. That is really good. And I really enjoy more Construct Lightsaber in 1000 than the Fallen Lightsaber. I think like this, sometimes you can play Carry turn 1, and if you're facing a deck that is not like blue villainy or yellow that can just waylay or just pop the dark side, something like that, you can just go Construct Lightsaber and carries, then attack for 6 every turn. She's now a 4/7 that attacks for 6. So it's really tough to deal with that if you don't have a removal. So you can just 6/6/6, like in the turn of the deploy, you already did like 18 damage just with that unit. So really strong, right? Here we have Palpatine's yellow from Kenzo. And like I said, he plays with Sly Moore in the main deck. 1 Chancellor Palpatine here too, 1 Confiscate. Maybe he's afraid of Chewie in kind of stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I think that all of the cards that like we can see in Palpatine Yellow for sure. 3 Devastator, 3 Walker, 3 Darth Vader, Cad Bane. Like I said before, that I don't play with it while I was playing here in my local city, so local meta. But looks good. Sometimes this can save you a lot, right? Maybe your opponent like maybe have 3 units damaged and they have leads on this turn. You can just Cad Bane, take control, like capture all of the 3 units. Maybe your opponent don't have something to defeat Cad Bane. You're probably not even going to attack with Cad Bane next turn because you probably didn't do too much damage to defeat your opponent's base yet, but he's just there to capture, you know. Here we have Sabine ECL by Guilherme. I think this is a pretty standard list. We don't have too much to talk about. Maybe Sundar Peacekeeping in the main deck. That is a card that we don't see in every Sabine's main deck, probably in the sideboard. But we can talk about the sideboard here. We have Chopper here. This is a 4/1. Maybe like this card can be good against some decks. Like I see me playing this against Vader because this is a 4/1. I know that Vader will not deal with this, only with like Sanctioner Shadow or something like that, but Shadow can deal with any card here. So I can play Marine that attacks for 3, or I can play Chopper that attacks for 4. If you have Shadow, okay, he's going to capture either way, but if you don't, is it 1 more damage, you know? So against decks that you know that opponent can't deal with this 1 HP, like if for sure you're not going to put this in against like Darth Maul against Thousand for sure, because it's really easy to defeat it. But I think you guys got it. But the list here is pretty standard. I think Sabine is not a good position right now, but Guilherme is a really an amazing player. He's playing Sabine. He was the best player from Brazil in the Galactic Championship. He made day 2. He made, I could be wrong, but I think he made top 32 with Sabine ECL there. So he's an amazing player. He probably adapted his gameplay for this meta that we are right now, right? Here we have Han Solo 1 Yellow that made the final. My camera is in front. Here we have 2 Anthony and 2 Han Solo. This list looks a lot like the John Yellow's list. I think the only card that John Yellow don't plays with it is the Mandalorian, probably. I think this is. And all of the other cards, John Yellow plays with it, only, like, including Rogue Operator and other things. So yeah, Han Solo 1 is in a great position right now. We saw a bunch of Han Solo 1 Yellow ones kill, or just made top 8 or top 4 this weekend. So Han Solo 1 is totally back. Like, we've seen a bunch of it. He's so good position against the meta right now. So I don't think he had like too many bad matches. Like against Control, sometimes you can be really aggressive with Faith in Your Friends kind of stuff. But sometimes it's hard if you don't play Faith in Your Friends and you play only 1 unit per turn. Because if you need to play a cost 3, turn 1 is bad. Because your opponent can just defeat it with Power of the Dark Side. You lose 2 cards because you play, because you lose your unit, you lose a card from your hand that you use it to resource with Han Solo. But if you start with Faith in Your Friends, it's just another game. Like, it's so weird to see like how many Faith in Your Friends is so good. And here we have the winner, Matheus Alves. He's an amazing play. I think this is the second PQ that he won in São Paulo. So he's playing with Kira Datavault here. And in this list is interesting because we have some different cards here, like Perilous Position. We have 2 Traitors main deck. There is cards that we're not seeing too much, like Resupply Carry. He really wants to ramp with this deck, right? I really want to know why he's playing with Resupply Carry, like why he wants to ramp that much. Like, why ramp more than just Resupply and Technician is strong with Kira right now. I think, and he's playing with 3 Supreme Leader Snoke. I think he wants to do like, maybe I have 6 resources, my opponent have 5. I want to play Snoke next turn. So it's better if I just play Resupply Kira right now than another Resupply or something like that. Then just let's go with Resupply Kira next turn. I can play Snoke, like if I finish in Sebet, something like that. Or maybe Super Laser Blast, because he's not playing with Hyperspace Disaster in the main deck. So against aggro deck, he can just do that. He can ramp maybe turn 2. Turn 3, he can deploy with Kira. If he still needed to ramp to Super Laser Blast, Resupply Kira can be good. Like, you can just play that. Have a 4 or 5 on the board. Maybe if you don't, like, maybe you don't need to play Super Laser Blast. You just play Snoke, and you still have a 4 or 5 on the space to do with some units, so you can do that. I don't know. Looks good. I need to test this. Here we have the Sector Cup in Paris. We can see here Han Solo 2, Blue with the Force, Han Solo 2, Easy Yellow, Han Solo 2 Data Vault, and a bunch of Data Vaults here, right? But let's talk about this. Sebe Tariq and Zelda won the tournament here, and stay tuned today because I'm going to post a video, like a gameplay with this deck, so stay tuned. I like this. I like Sebe a lot. Like, here in Brazil, it said Sebe, but I heard that is Sabe, I think. I could say wrong, but I think it's Sabe. But yeah, I like Sabe. She's really strong. Like, I think the ability is really good. Like, against some deck like a Kira, something like that, like Piet, you're just going to discard like Over and Barrage, the big units, things like that. It's like really good for aggro decks to make your opponent don't have the good cards to deal with you, right? And not just this, the later deploy, like, you can discard some for your opponent's hand, which is really good. Like, sometimes you deploy Sabe with Son of Ferocity, or maybe you do Hot Shot and you see opponent's hand with Rival Swell. You just, oops, okay, I'm just going to discard it and I'm going to defeat my leader next turn. I'm probably going to attack for 8 again, which is a lot. So yeah, I think she's really strong. Actually, for 7, right? She have attack for 4 with Sinner first for 7. Yep. Really strong. Faith in Your Friends with Shank on Shadow is so stupid. I think this is the best play that we have in the game right now. Faith in Your Friends, Shadow for turn 2 is like so stupid. If you have the initiative, for sure, it's way better than if you don't, because maybe your opponent can defeat this by tokens, but I think you guys got it. So yeah, really strong deck. And here we don't have a sideboard because this tournament was a best of 1, okay? And he just got undefeated in the tournament, so. Here we have the Little Rock PQ. We have some list here like this Boss Blue that we don't see too much, and we have here Lego Pizza by Bottle Network with Console 1 Turrican Cell. So let's start here with the Boss Blue. We used to see a bunch of Boss Blue, like maybe set 2 and 3. Like Boss Blue was the best hard control like in the first sets. So, because we can draw like with Death Mark, we can draw like maybe 4 cards with Death Mark if we deploy Boss and if it's something. We can do damage with Boss like since turn 1, because we can play Death Mark, we can play Top Target, we can do damage with Possibility if we open his hand, have Bounty. So yeah, we can do that. 3 plays a Blast, 2 Lamp Elimination to wipe the board. We don't have a single Hyperspace Disaster in the sideboard, but looks greedy. But okay, he made top 4, right? So Vigilance for late game. We have Palpatine, Snoke, Avenger, Annihilator. So yeah, this is definitely a hard control deck. I like Bosk. This was my first showcase, so yeah, I like Bosk. But yeah, pretty cool to see here. And here we have the winner by Lego Pizza. Han Solo 1 Turrican. This list looks a lot like sub-bet list that I just showed to you guys, right? I think the only cards that we don't have there is Guerrilla Soldier and Light Maker. Like all of the other cards you have in sub-bet list. So if you're playing with sub-bet, I'm seeing sub-bet, but it's Sabe, right? Sabe. If you play with Sabe, you can just change your leader and like put like 2 Light Makers and trigger Guerrilla Soldier and just like play with another deck if you want. So this deck looks really strong. Because we have Han Solo's ability, so looks like he wants to play. We can play like 3 units turn 1 with Han Solo's ability if we have like 3 cost 1 units, or maybe we can go with Faith in Your Friends, play 2, create 2 spy tokens, then use Han Solo's ability, then play a cost 1 unit. So right now we have like 2 spy tokens, another unit. Next turn we can play shit, we can capture something, even if you don't have the initiative, because you're probably not going to have, because if you use Han Solo's ability, your opponent can defeat your spy token, but you still have another unit. You're still going to trigger coordinate if you play Shadow. So pretty decent, like looks strong. This looks really strong, and this is with Turrican. So if you play Guerrilla Soldier maybe turn 1, your opponent will put the damage in the base. This allows you to attack for 2. Looks really interesting. I really want to play with this. Han Solo's play looks so strong because we have the Hot Shot, we have the Center Ferocity, so we can just deploy, play Center Ferocity, attack for 4, actually attack for 7. We still have 2 resources now, we can play Hot Shot another unit, we can do that, so looks strong. Here we have PQ in this city that I really don't know how to pronounce. I really don't know. I'm not going to try anymore. So here we have this Obi-Wan version stamp. It's really cool to see Obi-Wan. I have a friend that loves Obi-Wan. He's playing Obi-Wan Yellow here in my city. I think Obi-Wan is really cool. I think Obi-Wan would be so strong maybe post-rotation. This is one of my bets. I could be wrong, but I think he will be great. This list will have some different units like Axe Wolves, because the good thing about Virgin Stamp is that you don't need to have force units. Like you can just play Mina Bouncer turn 1, then you're going to create a force token for the next turn because she have 4 HP, which is good. So we don't need to attack to create a force. I think you guys got it. We can play Captain Saffron and still got the force. We can play Gillianers and still got the force. So yeah, we can do a bunch of things with it. We have Queen Amidala here because we can do a really decent play here. That is Jedi Consulate turn 1. If you have an HSA, this would be amazing because you're going to create the force duo of 4 HP by Jedi Consulate and you don't need to attack with it. So you can just use Jedi Consulate's ability. Exhaust him, use the force, you can play a unit that costs 2 less. So you have 2 resources, you can play something that costs 5. Queen Amidala turn 2, boom, 2 spy tokens. Like, this looks so good, right? And not just this, if you're facing like space decks, you can go with the Marauder in the turn 2 if you want, defeat some, because he's a 4-5, you're probably going to defeat something and be alive. So, yeah, you can do that. But Queen Amidala turn 2 is just really strong, right? So here we have another, oh, whoops, this is right. Yeah, this is right. Obi-Wan Red. So here we have Obi-Wan Red with the Force. That made top 8. And Harriman? I don't know. This list is so different. Like, we have Quinlan and Asajj to combo here. We have Aggressive Negotiations because we have Kitty Moon, so we can attack for a bunch. It's interesting to see because I thought that Obi-Wan Red is more aggressive deck, but we have a bunch of late game cards here, like Grey Dragon, Yoda, Mace Windu, Calendar back. And in this list, we not even have the Jedi Consulate to play units for less, but we have General's Blade that can do the same, but we need to attack with a Jedi unit, you know? But yeah, we have Ahsoka that when this unit completes attack, you can disclose green hero, then if you do, you attack with another unit. Looks strong. Marin, maybe you can do damage in space units. We have a Sorcerer's Blast to do 3 damage in something else. Looks really interesting. I really want to play with this too. And I will send this list to my friend that loves Obi-Wan. Here we have Akbar Data Vault. This is one that's cool to see here too. My camera is in front. Here we have one Han Solo and one Qui-Gon Jinn. We have now Faith in Your Friends for Arkaba, which is amazing because this deck don't runs with too many green cards. Most of it is yellow, so the chance that you're going to fail Faith in Your Friends is really low, I think. We have this Emissary's Shethpad. I don't know how. I think it says Shethpad. I don't know. This card is good because it's a 2/4. I saw this card before in Gasar Yellow, and I think it's great. Because we have like Inferno 4, have that cost 2/3 that when defeated you restore 2 from your base. But because you want to play that to play Aiden, maybe turn 2, and now you have a big unit that is really hard for opponent to deal with it. But the problem is Bleeder. If you don't have the save, your opponent can just defeat it with ECL, maybe Bleeder. But 2/4, they can. 2/4 is really hard to defeat it. Only if ECL with maybe Sabin's Masterpiece, something like that. But I don't see other play like that they can defeat it with like ambush, you know. So 2/4 is really strong. So probably this will stick for a while there, and then if it's kind of whatever, like make your opponent ready resources. Sometimes he's not even going to expand the resource, so kind of whatever. Like I said, we have Faith in Your Friends, so we can play Faith in Your Friend. This should turn 2. Yes, we can do that. We have Resistant Blue Squadron. This deck wants to swarm the X-Wings. Then the late game is really tough to deal if they swarm a bunch, because like we have Queen Amidala here, we can swarm with Queen Amidala too, so it's really tough. Like sometimes he's just going to control the board, then he have like 8 units and just do like 13 damage maybe this turn, 12 damage this turn, something like that. And like next turn is again maybe is lead so because you play with 25 HP base, something like that. So it's a mid-range deck that's really cool. Like it's really different mid-range than the other mid-range decks, you know. So this is it. This is all of the decks that we have here for this weekend. We have a bunch of Han Solo 1 yellow that I didn't show here, but we can see it here in the tops, like in the top 8. Other tournaments too have Han Solo yellow, 1 PQs out there. So yeah, the meta changed a little bit, like in the last sector, I think that we saw John Yellow winning the sector with Han Solo 1 yellow. So we're seeing more and more of it right now. I didn't see too much Cad Bane Arkansas, to be honest, this weekend. But I saw a bunch of Han 2 ECL, and we know that Cad Bane is really good against Han Solo 2 ECL. But like I said, in other videos, like previous Monday analysis, the meta looks healthy to me. We have a bunch of different decks right now. We have control decks like Kylo Ren, Data Vault, like Dedra Ramiro. We saw now like Bosk, so really cool to see. We have Han Solo 2, we have Sabe out there, like the yellow one, the Turkentel, the Han Solo, the Sabine made in top 4 in huge PQ. So yeah, the meta we have a bunch of decks. Like I don't think we have like the deck to be beating right now. I think Han Solo 2 ECL is really good, but it's not like the entire ass alone. We have like we can say like Han Solo 1 green, we can say Yoda Data Vault, we can say some other decks. So it's really cool to see. What are you guys thinking about? Say it here in the comment, and see you in the next video.